So, hello, welcome. My name is Laura Adrian. I'll talk about myself later, but I'm going to go through today's agenda. So, we've brought together for you today Tristan Johnson, Dr. Tristan Johnson, who is the Dean of the Multidisciplinary Graduate Engineering team. We have some representatives from the Energy Systems Society here. Dr. Hamid Megalchi, who is your academic advisor and the director of the Energy Systems program, is going to come talk to you. We have Laura Meyer, who's the MGen co-op faculty member back there. She's going to talk to you about co-op, a little overview about it, not in depth, and then I'm going to go over graduate student services, who I am, what I'm here for, and a little bit about the graduate certificates that are available to you. And then at the end, we're going to have questions. So please, if you have a question, write it down. Hold it to the very end. We'll all be here. Hello. So now I'm going to turn it over to Tristan, right? And then I'll turn it over to Anirudh. Here you go.
Thank you. Okay, you're next.
No, you can go.
No, you're next.
You can go.
Here, go ahead.
It's just that I have a class at 2:50, which is, I'm sorry. Awesome. Thank you.
Do you want me to work it, or do you want?
I'll do that. Can I just hold it? Okay. Hi. Very good afternoon to everybody here. I'm Anirudh Punganur. I'm the president of the Energy Systems Society. So this society was formed in 2009 as a spin-out of the Energy Systems program. And the main reason was to basically bridge the gap between academia and industry in any way we can. So last year we organized, I'll show you as we go ahead, that we organized few industrial tours, some speaker series so that people can connect and network. When you're a graduate student, we found it really imperative to network well so that for knowledge, for jobs, for anything else. I'd like to thank Laura. Laura Adrian? Oh yeah, sorry, it's not a big room, I don't know why I lost you. Tricia, Dean Johnson, Professor Hamid Megalchi for giving me this opportunity to speak in front of you. What is the Energy Systems program? And basically you couldn't be in this course at a better time in the world. With everyone moving from fossil fuels to something more cleaner, it doesn't have to be just solar and wind. It can be a plethora of different technologies that can come in and be deployed. Climate change is a very close subject to all students in the Energy Systems Society that we work. So this is an interdisciplinary program that works, that talks about, you have courses in technology, business and finance, and policy. Here, the pyramid that you see here is basically, I look at it as a direction for any country or any political body in the world today. When you fight climate change, how do you go about it? So first you start with energy conservation. Majority of the underdeveloped countries are in this phase right now, while countries like the United States, who are not in the forerunner, they're not forerunners of this energy conservation techniques, but they are in the energy efficiency space. But countries, the Nordic countries and countries in Europe are literally there in energy renewables and deploying it like 100% renewables. There's a bill that was passed for 100% renewables for Massachusetts, which is something that's pretty cool and great. So this is a little overview of what the energy pyramid looks like and what we think it can be. Who are we? So we are basically a group of graduate students who came together. That's the team, the 2017 team. We have just recruited the new team. We'll be having an event wherein we welcome them, so please feel free to. So I'll give you my contacts and how to join the society if you want to. And then we have their welcoming evening, so there's going to be food and drinks and things like that. What we do, like I said, bridge that gap between academia and industry through any and every way we can. We organize events and we organize a very big energy conference. I just received a check from one of the corporates who was supposed to sponsor us. They gave us thank you, sir. So this is a lot of money. So that's pretty cool. Wow, that brought a lot of smile on my face because the costs weren't actually yet covered, Anyway, how about the benefits? The benefits are, I'd start with networking. That's what I took out of it. Jobs, I did a co-op at a firm called Greentown Labs. It was through Energy Systems Society and, going out there and talking to people about energy, spreading the word. And obviously learning and sustainability, which you learn in your classes and through the speaker series. Few events that we missed you. We had a Cogen plant tour at Veolia. We had some people from USGBC, which is the Building Conservation Society in Massachusetts, who had come in and spoken about different energy efficiency methods or measures that we should take. We had a Northeastern's facility tour, which was in the boiler plant right behind here, of how it runs and how clean it is, of how it runs still on natural gas, and we have to look for alternatives for it. Burns and McDonnell is a transmission and distribution company which came in here. Executives from there came in and spoke about their projects, which helped the students understand a little more. In your first course, you have a course named Fundamentals of Energy Systems Integration. You'll be learning, this seminar and that course had a lot of overlap, and students and audience really liked it. From Jobs to Jewels, this was a seminar that was given by the president of AES, which is like ISO New England. It's another body on the West Coast. He was the one who actually took that company from, it was a privately held company which grew from $1 million of revenue to $1 billion of revenue. So their CEO had come and spoken to us about the future of energy and how it's going to be. We had a graduate reception that was for the students who graduated in May. We had organized it for them, and everyone is welcome. This is going to happen again for my batch, for my course. I'll be graduating in June 2018. The energy conference was something that happened on the 29th of September 2017. The team was working really closely with Professor Hamid Medgalchi and different professors who had spoken on panels. I urge you to go and check out the website. We still have everything intact. We got a lot of support from all these corporates. The expo area is something wherein it's like a mini energy career fair, I would say. Just energy companies, and we got 2 co-ops from there who are going on co-op in January, so that is some success that we have. The energy conference drew around $21,000 in sponsorship, 38 participating companies. The attendance was around 252 people, and the main motive of organizing this is to get everyone who's interested in energy under one roof. And discuss about it, talk about it. The theme of the conference was the future of energy, a 360-degree perspective. Basically, it looks at business, the technology, and different aspects of policies also. And there were panel discussions that happened in the whole day. The biggest achievement that I think that the team and the whole program and Northeastern on the whole had for this conference was that out of the 252 that came up, the 164 were from the industry. They were not students. So when a student body organizes something, generally it attracts a lot of students to come in. But we were lucky to get a lot of professionals come in, and that is because of networking and getting more speakers to come and speak here. The yearly timeline. Oh, thank you. I was wondering. So now we are actually going to recruit. We have already recruited, and we'll be organizing the first seminar on January 19th, but you'll get an email and everything, so don't worry about that. The Q2 of 18, we have the graduate reception that the new board will be organizing for the graduating batch. And obviously, we'll start prepping for the energy conference. This year, it should be on 28th of September, 2018. And you obviously, all of you have a chance to participate in it, be volunteers, or help out in any way, because it's anyone's help is more than we are really happy to get anyone's help. All right. So these are the last few things that I think you should definitely take down, or you will get the slide deck. The first, please check out the NU Energy Conference if you want to look at what the landscape is, who are the employers for energy systems, and if you're looking for a co-op, please check out the website. It has a plethora of companies. To get more updates from our society and what we are doing for students, I'd highly recommend that you go on OrgSync, and that's the chapter 67744. That should be really quick. Follow us on Facebook. We are really active on Twitter too. We keep updating our members. I don't think, yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Tristan Johnson. I'm the unit director for the Multidisciplinary Graduate Engineering Group, which is where Energy Systems is sitting. I'd like to thank our Energy Systems Society for coming here. They've done a phenomenal job. They've been around for many years. And honestly, if we could get the other programs to have a society like they're doing, we'd be very, very happy. So take advantage of that. I guess you guys are all new, so one of the best ways to network is just to volunteer. So go and talk to anyone in the board or the members of the leadership team there and talk to them. They'd be glad to include you. If you have, I sound like I'm at a pledge drive, if you have $2 a month, if you have $3 a month, no. Whatever you have, just talk to them. They'll be able to get you involved. That's a good way to get networked in. Let me just start from the top. I'd like you to welcome Northeastern University, probably the best university in Boston for energy systems, to be honest. A lot's going on here. You have a phenomenal program director. I worked with Professor Kowalski before Dr. Migalchi, but Dr. Migalchi is doing some things that are really moving things forward. I'm proud of his initiatives, and you all are a really good place to get set up for your careers if you want to go into energy systems. Very, very good program. He's doing a lot of things across the globe. He's tied into LARA. He's also got really good student services. So you're at the right place. He's also building new capacities for the program. He's actually asking the tough questions. Where's the next step for energy in the country? He's actually working with faculty to put on new courses, to put them together. Very, very important. And so he's been a phenomenal team player in this area. He's been a former dean, department head. He's brought in a lot of research dollars, so he's been around the block on what's happening, and he also is connected to industry, so we're grateful for his leadership in that role. As far as where I'm coming from, we're really working hard. One of the things about Northeastern, I've been here, I'm going through my 6th year right now, and it's very, very interesting. This is my 3rd institution of higher ed that I've been a part of. And some of the things that Northeastern is really doing, welcome, come on in, grab some coffee. Some of the things that Northeastern is doing that's very well is this notion that you heard, we're trying to prepare you guys for your foray into industry. Our job, your goal is not to get a degree from Northeastern, is to go out into industry and be productive. Our goal is for you to get a degree so that you can actually market yourself and be productive and be noticed within industry, but also at the end of the day, get into companies, ask the tough questions, push the innovation, work hard, and challenge what's going on to make it better and more efficient. Whether you stay in the U.S. or go back to your home country, that's for you to decide. Some of you, U.S. is your home country. Nonetheless, again, what Dr. Migalchi is doing is really trying to attract a wide array of students to the program, because this program is able to accommodate different insights into the notion of innovation in industry for energy systems. So we're proud of that, and we're happy for that. Last thing here, some of you look like you're coming from work. Some of you look like you're coming from another country. Whatever the case is, remember, your degree is only valuable if you can get out there and hustle and actually perform. So it's not about learning book knowledge and only, but it's actually, can you apply that in the real workplace? That's very, very important. We are working, as I mentioned, I did a kind of a bio for Dr. Migalchi here. He's working hard to provide opportunities But at the end of the day, it's each one of you that have to seize that opportunity, and that comes from studying, working hard, being able to challenge and be challenged by the coursework. At the end of the day, it's not about getting A's in this course or in this program. The companies very rarely even look at your grades. It's what can you do for them to create value in the marketplace. That's what Northeastern's about, and we're proud of that. Every day when I work with the program directors and the co-op faculty and the admin folks, it's really about how do we do things better, how do we provide the opportunities for you all to be the most competitive when you leave here. At the other part is your end of taking the opportunity to seize, or taking these opportunities and seizing them, and that's done by taking your time and investing. Of course, you're investing your money, but also your time is very important. So it's not a degree you buy, it's a degree you earn through knowledge, through practice, through questioning and challenging and so forth. So we're proud to be here. Welcome to Northeastern. It's a pleasure to stand in front of you. I know a lot of you have a lot on the line. You're sacrificing a lot, and we're proud to say that we have a very top program here, and are look forward to actually graduating in 2 years, 2.5 years, depending on if you do co-op or not, and then going into the workplace and making a difference in industry. Thank you very much.
All right, good afternoon. Hamid Megalchi. I've been here a long time, before you guys were born, for sure. Okay. I came here in 1979. It was different university. Now it's so competitive to get in. Just for you to know, for freshmen, we accept 2,800 freshmen. We have over 55,000 applications, so it is very hard. Why it is so expensive? I don't know, those of you US born, you know about the SAT. Average SAT score to engineering was 1475 out of 1,600. So it's really competitive to get in. Those of you international, what are you talking about? Okay. So it's not easy to get in. Now when you come in, no matter what your background is, we'll challenge you. Okay, to the point is, hey, my gosh, you're crazy. Okay, no. The more you learn, the better off, because I consider you guys would be our product after you graduate, and for the rest of your life, anybody you talk to is in Northeastern, so you're the product of Northeastern University. So wherever you go, whatever you do, we like you to blossom. A couple of weeks ago, I got an email from ENSY, and they say we need to hire somebody with a master's degree, and we rather hire, that was the email, your graduate instead of electrical engineering graduate. So I called them up and say, why you do like this? Because he said the electrical engineer, they know the electrical engineering is perfect, okay? But we need somebody who knows finances, he knows economics, would be well-rounded to fit into the company. So there is a demand, and probably Miss Laura can tell you more. The people go to co-op. Some of them stay after the co-op in the companies. That's what we have to do. Now we have few slides here. Okay, Hamid Megalchi, my name, Miss Laura, and so she does everything. And if she doesn't approve your application, your petition, you're in trouble. Because even if I approve it, she checks my work, okay? So she has the final say, and then Miss Laura Mayer sitting there, you need to have a really good relationship with her because she will find you a co-op job, okay? Don't make her mad. This is my background. SCD is a Doctor of Science. Some people say PhD. PhD is Doctor of Philosophy, and I think engineers are closer to science than philosophy. So we got a degree there. I don't know if you know that school is small school, the other side of the river. There is a river between Boston and Cambridge called Charles River. It is a small school. They only have 7,000 students, okay? And we have about 20,000 students. So it is a small school. And then I came here before in 1979. I did all of that. I became associate chair, dean, whatever. Then I decided it's better for me to go in the classroom, use my experience to educate youngsters. Then a couple of years ago, they said, Professor Kowalski who started this program, decided to leave, and people like Ms. Dean Johnson said, Hamid, we need you to do this. I really like to go to class. But so they convinced me. I am very much involved with the energy. those of you, some of you may know, there is a society called American Society of Mechanical Engineers. It has 100,000 members, okay? And so that society, it has 25 journals, engineering journals. One of them is Energy Resource Technology. I'm the editor of the journal. So I live with energy every day. Every day I see 10 papers coming in. They want me to publish their papers in the journal. So I live there, I dream energy. So all of that, we deal with energy all the time, 24/7. These are some of the awards. I don't care. I don't think you guys care what kind of award I got. So,
I'm curious to know what a Harry Potter award is.
what?
So I'm curious to know what a Harry Potter award is.
Harry Potter Award was established in mid-1900s when there was no book about Harry Potter. There was a guy named Harry Potter, and he was in the energy business. So when he was passing, he paid the endowment fund to ASME. So okay, establish an award under his name, and they pay, I think, $4,000 award from the interest of that money. So that was always there before, but now he says, okay, what you get? The Harry Potter award? What did you do to get that? Okay, so completely independent of each other. So here's his energy sources, right? Which one do you like? Solar PV, solar thermal, wind, right? Hydro, biofuel, cogeneration, fossil fuel, nuclear, geothermal. You know, to be smart, you say, I like all of them. Okay? Because there is not one that's going to solve the problem. Different part of the world has different things, and you also have to be worried about, remember, at the end of the day, bottom line is the most important thing. If you guys come up with work for a company and propose a new plant, that's perfect. High efficiency, no pollution, but the electricity is going to cost you, let's say, $1 per kilowatt hour. Okay? The company say, okay, you're fired. Don't worry about anything else. Because right now, if those of you get electric bill, look at it. There are many items. One of item is energy generation. It's about 9 cents, 10 cents, 11 cents per kilowatt hour. You know that, okay? The unit of energy, we say kilowatt hour. As you know, unit of energy is joule. A kilojoule is 1,000 joule. Kilowatt hour is 3,600 kilojoule. Because R and second issue, okay? So because kilojoule is a very small number. So that's why we don't want to say 3,600 kilojoule. Say 1 kilowatt hour. That's the unit of energy. So when you get your electric bill, it says how many kilowatt hour you used, and this is your cost. In Boston area right now, about 18 cents per kilowatt hour, but only 9 cents or 10 cents is for the energy. The rest is transmission, this, that, there are 7, 8 lines there, environment and all that there, okay? So when you talk about this, and people talk about solar energy, oh, I have developed a new solar panel, efficiency is 30%. See, I don't understand this. Tell me, what's the cost per kilowatt hour of energy produced? Because you could put gold in that solar panel and have a 30% efficiency, but it's going to cost me a ton of money to use that. So always there is a bottom line. What's the cost? And depending where you are in the world, the cost could be different. For example, if your place is windy, it could cost you only 4 cents per kilowatt hour to generate it. But the problem with that place, it would be, for example, top of Mount Washington, New Hampshire. There is no civilization, okay? There might be 10 people live there. But you have to transmit it all the way to Boston. You have lots of transmission losses, okay? And solar, okay, solar, you say Middle East, Saudi Arabia, or Dubai, or Abu Dhabi, whatever. They're there, they're good, okay? What are you going to do with dust? Has anybody thought about dust? It's windy, the dust's going to go on a solar panel, so you got to have somebody from the whole day, 100 people to clean it, or you build robots to clean the panel, get some issues. I just heard there's a Japanese company, they say they're going to make it 3-4 cents per kilowatt hour. They made their contract with UAE, Emirat. I want to have to wait and see. The main problem with the alternative energy is storage. Okay? If you have solar panel in your house and you're not home, you're not using energy, what are you going to do with that energy? Right now, okay, store it. Where are you going to store it? There are 10 to 15 different types of energy storage at this moment. The one which is used a lot, maybe you don't even remember, is hydraulic. These power plants are next to mountains, so as soon as they, remember, power plants have to generate electricity, and sometimes there's not enough demand, so you're not using it. So right away what they do, they turn the pump up and put the water top of the mountain, and then they need the water, just use potential energy of the, that's 90% of energy storage. Battery is very small right now. All these batteries you guys talking about is very small. And the batteries has got problem, okay? What's the best electrical? Tesla, right? How far can they go? 350 miles? Then what are you going to do? If you want to drive from Boston to Washington, which is 450 miles, then what are you going to do? You have to stop, first of all, find somewhere that can charge my battery. And then how long does it? It's not like gas station, you put in 10 minutes, you charge it up. It takes hours, okay? So these batteries, storage is problem. Now, this gentleman, Musk, Elon Musk is a smart man, and he is trying to solve the battery problem. Maybe if we could do it. But the work goes on. What I'm trying to tell you, everything, okay? Even fossil fuel, burn natural gas, it's clean, okay? It's not bad. Coal, you can make clean coal, but it's going to cost you money. Clean coal is very close to being oxymoron, okay? It's going to cost you a ton of money to make it clean, therefore you're not going to make it clean, okay? But they all should be there, and you should know all of them, because you don't know what you're going to do after graduation. Try to take courses in many different things, finance, economics, and what Rishabh made, public policy. Because some other people who are not expert in energy field, they make a decision where the country is going as far as the energy use is concerned. So maybe you want to get involved in that. Say, hey, I know my energy, who are you? Okay? So the public policy and all that would be useful. What else we got here? Energy system solution, look at that. It's not a simple course that you can take. You need a ton of different things, and it would be very complicated if you say one person can resolve all the problems. It has to be a teamwork that respect each other, and different people know something. We are not going to tell you that by the time you graduate, you know all of this, okay? But you know something, and you can be useful in energy. Remember, how many people on planet Earth now? Does anybody know?
7 billion.
7 billion. In 30 years?
9 billion.
14, double, usually 30 years out. 14 billion. And then, how much energy people are going to use? Remember, the quality of life somehow correlated to energy use. Not 100%, okay? And if you have, like to have, for example, there's someone that say not 100% because Western European lifestyle is the same as US. Of course, they say we are better. Americans say we are better. They're very close to each other. But they use half of energy that Americans use. So it's not directly related to each other, but it is somehow related, not one-to-one. This is the way they have the system that everybody uses mass transportation. Okay? And in US, maybe in East, Boston, Philadelphia, New York, Washington. But if you go to Midwest, Oklahoma City, Kansas City, Omaha, nobody uses public transportation. Okay? So everybody in the highway driving in one car. And so now, if on the other hand, there are many people in the world right now, they don't have the same quality of life as Western Europeans have. Imagine, and they're going to improve their life. That's the whole goal. Everybody's goal is to improve their life and their family's life, and they're going to improve their life. So that means they're going to use more energy. Now, in 30 years, if the energy population is doubled, so you have tons of energy increase, so you have to be able to deal with all that stuff. The nuclear guys say, hey, it's only nuclear. Okay? No pollution, right? No pollution, and if you have breeder reactor, it breeds fuel. So you can do that, but again, you got to be careful. Now, what do we have? World total energy consumption, this is 2 years old, probably is more. And look at the natural gas, petroleum, and coal. And you're going to change this. It's going to change the next 20 years, but it's not going to go to zero because the bottom line is the economics. In Saudi Arabia, it costs $3 to get a barrel of oil out. Okay? So can you beat that? And those guys, maybe even if they sell at $10 per barrel of oil, they still make money. Right now it's $60. Okay? So it's not gonna, you're not gonna get rid of it, and then you're in charge, somebody in your country, here in the country, say, should I buy $10 here? Or I use solar, which costs me about $100. And so you go with the $10. So it's economics is gonna play a role. Of course, as people get more educated, and this global warming issue becomes more and more important, and they're gonna be changed, but not, maybe 100 years from now, it would be all alternative energy. I don't know. I'm not going to make any prediction. I won't be here, and not my problem, right? I just wrote my will that told my wife and my children cremate me after I go, and that means that there would be just some dust left from me somewhere. Okay. Again, these are how the per year the amount of gold, the coal, the energy, all of that is increasing. You can take a look at that, and that's some information. These are again the greenhouse gas emission. You guys have to be worried about that. Okay, whatever you do, the global warming. Some people coming in say no, it's not man-made. We all know it's global warming. Some people say it's not man-made, it's cyclic, and some people say it is man-made. You guys gonna be the scientists. Read it, make a decision. Don't believe what I say. Don't believe what your neighbor says. You can study. Study and say, well, why is this temperature increasing? What happens? There was one scientist who was saying, okay, it's because of there's lots of CO2 coming from the ocean, because lots of the CO2 dissolve in the ocean water, and they're coming up. It's not the result of the power plants. And then I said, okay, why CO2 is coming up? Because the temperature of water is increasing. Why is the temperature of the water is increasing? Because now you have this ozone layer and all that stuff. So you have to talk scientifically. You just cannot say, well, Megalchi said that. We'll say, who the hell is Megalchi? Okay. So be worried about these greenhouse gases. What else we got, Miss Laura? World carbon is going down, so that's good news. These are the two ones you have to be careful, right? I bet you one is China, one is India. Okay, I don't know, I cannot read it very well. Here, look at that. One of these lights, one China and
China's the highest one.
China is the highest one. Okay, it passed one, right? With all that stuff. So Chinese and Indians, you guys have to be careful. And in the China, at least they're trying to slow down population growth, and not in India, right? India said we like to be number one. India is number two now.
Number two.
Population is number two. So we want to be number one, and we can do it in 5 years. It would be number one for the population. So that's what's going to happen. What is that? The cars that India has? Nano car? Is it nano car? $1,500. How much pollutant do you guys generate? Good one, right? So you guys have to be careful. At some point, if it happens, what's the population in New Delhi now?
Over 20 million.
20 million. If you guys don't do anything, then nobody can come out, because the pollution would be so much. As soon as you come out, you guys coughing, and then a lung problem. You have to be careful. What? It's bad over there now. What happens if the population becomes 30 million? Because the population keeps increasing. And everybody from a small town comes to a larger town because there's more opportunity. That's normal everywhere in the world, okay? And we keep increasing, then you have all these diesel engine cars. Those are the number one source of problem in the third world countries, okay? Diesel engines. Got rid of diesel engine. What else, Scott? That's it?
That's it.
Okay, all yours?
No, this is still you.
Still me, okay. So let's see what we got here. Okay. Options, all right, how many options we have? The general option that the people come here and the full-timers, they take 32 credit hours. That's without, if you take the co-op course, that becomes 33. Online hybrid, So somebody can come and take some of the courses. It's exactly the same. Doesn't matter. Is it on campus? You call it on campus or on ground?
On ground.
Why not on campus? I think that's a better word. On ground could be anywhere in the country, right? In the world. On campuses. So you can take some on-campus course, some online. Now this, we should change this course name, right? Did you come up with a better name?
We did.
What is that?
We came up with some suggestions.
What's that called?
We came up with some suggestions. I don't
Okay.
know them off the top of my head.
All right. That, forget about that align. So we have to develop this. If you don't have, let's this gentleman here, right? We're in the business. So he wants to learn energy. So okay, now you have to learn thermodynamics and you have to learn some mathematics. So you take 2 courses to cover fundamentals of thermodynamics, heat transfer, the so-called heat transfer. Remember, solar energy needs your info, you need to know about radiation. And that's what's going to happen. And then some mathematics, some calculus, some differential equation. So we teach you generic, everything in 8 credits, and then you take the other 32 credits. That's for the issues. Gordon. Gordon Engineering, they have a program. Is anybody interested in Gordon? You guys know what Gordon is? There you go. It's a program that they hook you up to a company and you do a project, what's they call leadership project. That in addition to technical stuff, you have to do some leadership. And that's 16 credits of their courses. So we accept some of them, but then you have to take 1 more course. And also, what we do, in those 16 credits, 4 credits are math. So we say, okay, don't take the math course that's required. Maybe you have it in the next slide, the courses. Don't take the math course because you already did it, so you take another course. So that's what the Gordon Leadership Program is. I want you to check it out. See if that's what you need to like to do. Okay. So here, what do we got? This is the first course you guys taking? Professor Kowalski?
Yes.
Okay, the energy course. And then the additional courses are the math course, the economic decision-making course, right? And there's a finance course. There's a finance course. You can either take that, or there's an equivalent course in engineering, EMGT 6305, which is almost the same as the finance course. We leave it up to you guys. Do you want to have your class with all engineers and somebody talks to finance, or you want to have all the finance people, students, and somebody talk about finance, because the examples are usually different, okay? And actually, when I did my minor long time ago, economics, and we had to take a course which had required lots of mathematics, this Lagrange multiplier. I don't know if you heard of that. So the economics major said, what the hell is this? And we were laughing. Said, what is this? It's simple. We did it in calculus too, okay? So sometimes it's easier to be engineer in the business class because the math that required in business class is so easy that it's good for the engineers. But I will let you decide what courses do you want to take. All right. Then there is the 16 credits of the approved courses now. There are lots of ENSY. ENSY is the energy system course. All of those courses are by default approved as an elective. Then there's a bunch of other courses. We leave it up to you guys to choose your electives. And then if you want to take outside this list, you have to convince me that's good for you to take, okay? And I'm not that complicated. And I'm usually easy. You just have to spend 15 minutes to tell me why that this course is good for you. And for example, there is a couple of students that are taking machine learning course, which is lots of statistics dealing with data, and because they're in a co-op that deals with data, working as a co-oping company deals with data, and they like to work with the company after graduation, so they want to take courses in that field, which is fine with me. We're not a rigid program. There are lots of masters in energy systems across the country. They're rigid. They're all engineering, okay? We want you to be as wide as possible, have no different background. That would be useful. Okay? We're good?
That's it for you.
Okay. Ms. Laura?
So co-op. If you are planning on going on a co-op, you will need to take ENCP 6000. The class starts tomorrow if you haven't already registered for it. Who here has registered already for the class for this term? There are a couple seats left, so it is required for co-op. It's Wednesdays, 11:45. So, just to give you a little bit of background on what co-op is about here, that's the course. It's called Career Management for Engineers. And in that class, we will teach you a whole litany of skills. I probably should not use my moving hand with this, right? Try not to move. I'm Italian. I can't not move. So we give you a lot of skills to help you know what you need to do to get out in the world, find a job, and just make yourself as marketable as you possibly can be. My undergraduate degree is in English, and I am a heck of a stickler when it comes to your spelling, when it comes to your structure in a cover letter and in a resume. So I will apologize now. I am not picking on you, I promise, but it's my job to make your resume, make your documents as marketable as possible. So take it all in stride and know that I'm there to make you better, not to cut you down with the red pen like you had in grammar school. We'll show you how to use the system and careers. It's fairly simple, but there might be little pieces and parts that you will need to work on. We give you a couple other examples as far as writing different types of correspondence that you will need. And it might sound like, we're being really, really picky. We're not. But there really is a tried and true way to approach a lot of these things. So when we tell you your resume should look like this, and this, it really should look like this, and this. What is most important for you guys is that your skills and your summary of your experience is the very, very first thing that anybody in an HR department or a recruiting department sees, because you get 6 seconds tops for somebody to look at your resume. So you want them to see, bam, summary, skills right off the bat. If they like what they see, they're going to read further, and then they're going to take a look at that cover letter. So those are the types of things that you learn in class. We'll work with you on LinkedIn profiles. Who in here does already have a LinkedIn profile? Awesome. Who does not have a LinkedIn profile? You're going to get one, or you're going to create one. For those of you who already have one, we'll tweak them, make sure they're better. That's where you get to be creative, is on your LinkedIn profile. That's the fun piece of all of this. So communication is key. We'll do some introductory things. You've got a career fair coming up on February 1st. It's Thursday, I believe. It's from 11:30 to 4:30, but there's different times for different majors right now, and you'll get that information later. It's not yet been published. But the biggest thing when you walk into that career fair is, how do I introduce myself? And for that, you are going to use what's called a positioning statement. And that's the very first thing that we cover in class. So at least you can walk in the door. Hi, my name is, and you can chat and make eye contact and know how to ask the right questions. And you heard Tristan say that it really is about being a go-getter. And he could not be more right about that. When I sent an email out to all of the supervisors of my co-ops from last semester, I was very, very surprised at the responses that came through. The biggest consistent response was, I wish that my co-op would be more confident, that they would have more confidence in their skills, that they would communicate with more confidence and not be so shy and reserved. So I would encourage you to not hold back, okay? There's a fine line between going on and on and on and on and on and not letting somebody get a word in edgewise and being confident as well. So hopefully, we can work with you and get that fine-tuned. So, I think I've pretty much checked through everything. It's tough to see this, the links here, but when Laura sends it out, you'll be able to click on them, and it gives you more co-op information. And here, you're going to get some of the specifics as far as what is required as well. So, is there another slide for me? Is that it?
Nope.
That's it. Okay, so
Last slide.
there is. I'm sorry.
This is your last slide.
Cool. So my email is. Do this with mic in hand. That's an L.Meyer at northeastern.edu. Make sure that this is what you use. A lot of students will send me an email to husky.edu. I won't get it. Doesn't come to me that way, okay? So make sure. And the other thing is when people are writing an email to Laura, I get them when they're meant for her. And she gets them when they're meant for me. So we're pretty good about forwarding each other's emails back and forth, but know that this is Laura Adrian in Student Services, and this is Laura Meyer in Co-op, okay? So if you have any questions, you can shoot me an email. If not, I will see you in class.
So, my name is Laura Adrian. I work in Student Services, so my department is the Graduate School of Engineering. Professor McGalchie is in the academic department. I'm more in an administrative nuts and bolts type of role. I'm local too. I come from Lynn on the North Shore. Don't ask me why I don't have an accent. When I work, I don't have it. When I'm at home with my mom and my dad, it comes out. So I've been here for 2 years, about 2 years now. So Student Services. We are located in 130 Snell Engineering. It's not Snell Library, it's a different building. And my job here is to facilitate you with your academics, course registration, your graduation requirements. So at the end of 2 years, 1 year sometimes if you guys are really motivated, I check your transcripts and I go to the registrar and I say whether you're clear or not to graduate. Academic probation, I'll go over that in depth in a little bit. But academic probation is when your GPA falls below 3.0. I work with funded students. We don't have any students on stipended graduate assistantships here in this program. I work with Fulbright scholars and fellowships, but we don't have fellowships here. I send out communications to you all. I send newsletters. I'll send out timely reminders, so before big deadlines I'll send that out. But again, you guys are all adults. You're all in charge of your own fates. So make sure that you are keeping on top of that and not just relying on me to send out an email. I'll send out emails about events and opportunities. I will be communicating with you solely through your Husky email address, so please check that or forward it to your personal email address. I've encountered students missing important deadlines because they've forgotten to check their Husky email, so please put it on your phone or forward it. For any international students here, if you need forms signed in the future, one of the signatures you may require is something called a SAVIS contact. I am your SAVIS contact, so I will be signing those forms on your behalf and checking all academic matters with OGS. So, international students. The Office of Global Services assists students who are here on F1 or J1 visas. If anybody's here on an H1 visa or an H2 visa, they can't really help you with that. They give you information on immigration status, on SAVIS things, on whether or not you're eligible for co-op, on employment, on tax information, on OPT, optional practical training, which would be at the end of your academic career here. Get involved with them, participate in the OGS community. Even the domestic students here, they have a lot of cool, fun events that you can go and meet with students. Again, it's really important here to not just network with alumni and network with industry people here, but network with other students here in the program, network with other students here on campus. And going to these events is a really cool way to network with them. Again, they will handle your visa issues. If you have any questions about how something may affect your visa, check with OGS first. It's much easier to prepare for a situation than try and fix something after it's already happened. All right, so I'm going to talk to you about 3 general areas: resources available to you, your responsibilities, and assistance that my office and Northeastern can provide. Resources. So your number 1 resource here is going to be the My Northeastern portal. It was recently updated. It's much fancier now than it was. Who was here as an undergraduate? You remember how it used to be.
Yeah, I don't know how to use the new one at all.
We're all learning too, so we're with you. But it seems easier to navigate. I'm sure it will be once we figure it all out. But through your My Northeastern portal, you should bookmark it. You can register for courses, access your email, access billing information, access Blackboard, Husky card, and more. So it's really useful. The registrar's office is another very, very useful resource to bookmark. A lot of the times you'll have questions about calendars or where can I find this? Actually, this is the old web page. I didn't update this slide. But the same resources are still on the registrar's web page. So when I email this out to you, please click the link. It's hard to read here, but it's still clickable when I email it out. check out the registrar's webpage, see what's there to help. Catalogs. So, as students who have entered in spring 2018, your curriculum is the 2017-2018 course catalog. That means the classes that you take should be in the 2017-2018 curriculum. If you want to take a class outside of that curriculum, you need to speak with Professor McGalchie, and then that you would need to, you would hand a form to Professor McGalchie, speak with him, and then the form would come to me. And I would process that exception to the curriculum. Because again, when it's time for you all to graduate, I check your transcript and any documents against the curriculum. If I don't have that exception on file, you can't graduate. So make sure to do that beforehand. Calendars, the link to the academic calendar will be on the webpage too. It has holidays, it has course drop deadlines, course add deadlines. It's very, very good. Bookmark that particular webpage, save that as a PDF, copy that into your Google or personal calendars, so you don't miss out on anything there. So the course catalog contains your official curriculum requirements, the elective options for each degree program, for your energy systems program. It contains the academic policies and procedures, the code of student conduct, and your bill of academic rights and responsibilities. If you haven't already, you will be receiving in the future an email from the College of Engineering admissions team asking you to read through these documents and sign them. Please, please don't just sign. Please read through the policies, the conduct, and your Bill of Rights. All right? Because I see way too many times students who have signed off on it without reading, and then something happens, and they said, I had no idea I could do this, or I had no idea this would get me into a problem. Please read it. So the university calendar. I thought I had updated this. Anyways, the first day of classes is today, Monday, on the two right-hand columns. Monday, January 15th, a week from today, is a holiday. The university will be closed. Administrative offices are closed. There will be no classes. January 29th is the last day for you all to add a class online. So this shouldn't really apply to you as first semester students, but if for some reason you want to switch a class, you need to get into something else, January 22nd is the last date to do that. And January 29th, the week from that Monday, is the last date for you all to drop a class without a W on your transcript and with a full refund. If you try and drop a class on January 30th, the course will remain on your transcript with a W. The W doesn't affect your GPA, but it just means you withdrew from the class and you're responsible for a portion of the tuition. Each day that you wait to drop it, you're responsible for more and more of a portion until you're responsible for the entire tuition of the class, regardless of whether you've taken it to the end or not. All right, so the Graduate Student Services webpage. That's me, that's my team right there. I'm in the middle because I'm the shortest. I'm not in the middle because I'm the boss. But this webpage has a bunch of links to really helpful information. One of the most important is the forms link. So again, if you want to take courses outside the curriculum, you'll need to file what's called a petition form, which we link here. So you'd bring the petition form to Hamid, you'd bring it then to me, I'd process it. If you're trying to get into a class and you're having a problem, we have what's called a course override form. If you're on academic probation, we have an academic probation form. So all of our forms are here. They're all on the webpage. It's a little difficult to navigate to, so that's why I've included all of the links here in the slides. So save this slide deck somewhere or just bookmark these web pages. You will use it one time, at least one time in your 2 years here. That's me. So graduate forms. So this is in the graduate forms page. Again, what I've mentioned, the petition form is something that most every student uses at least once, if not 10 times I see them. And the registration override request form. So this is what the petition form looks like. You would fill out the top part and provide us with the information, and then you would tell us what you're trying to do. You want to take an elective outside your core curriculum, you want to waive a core course, you're trying to do something else, and you would fill that in here. You would fill this all out, take it to Professor McGalchie, he approves it, you bring it to me. He denies it, you don't have to bring it to me, because I wouldn't do anything with it anyway. But again, like I mentioned, this is the exception to the curriculum, or this is the exception to the published material that I go by that I need to have documented. Otherwise, when it comes time for you to graduate, I can't let you graduate, and I don't like doing that. Responsibilities. So you're all graduate students, you're all adults, so you have certain responsibilities. An academic requirement is to complete your degree program by meeting all academic requirements specified in the 2017-2018 catalog. You have to have a cumulative GPA, so all of your classes combined of 3.0 or better, a grade of C or better in all required core courses. So that's your NC 5000 course, ME 6200, that FINA 6309 or the equivalent engineering course, and EMGT 6225. In addition, you cannot have more than 8 semester hours below a grade of B-. So I've seen it at least once every semester where a student has at least a C in their core courses, they have at least a cumulative GPA of 3.0 or better, but they come to me and they'll have 9 semester hours worth of C+. I can't let you graduate. You would have to go back and retake a class. So keep these things in mind as you're going through in your academic career of what requirements we hold you to. So academic probation. I hope I never see any of you on academic probation, but if you are, it's not the worst thing in the world. So academic probation is if your cumulative GPA falls below 3.0, so 2.9 or lower. If you have one term on academic probation, so let's say you all take classes this spring, you don't do so well at the end of spring, you have below a 3.0. We consider spring your first term on academic probation. At that point, you're on academic probation 1, you meet with me, we go over a plan, we meet with Professor McGalchi, he agrees, he doesn't agree, and we put a plan in place. We discuss what went wrong and what you're going to do better in the next semester. So then you come back in the fall, you take your classes, your cumulative GPA is above a 3.0, fantastic, you're off of academic probation. If by the end of fall 2018 your cumulative GPA is still below 3.0, that's your second semester in academic probation. So spring 2018 would be your first, fall 2018 would be your second. In that case, we consider you an academic probation 2 student. At that point, at the end of that semester, you're automatically dismissed from the Energy Systems program. And you need to appeal to Professor McGalchi and my office to be let back into the program. If you are let back in, you are let back in for a final last term. And we complete again another plan to go over what happened and what you'll do differently. So if in that third term, which will be spring 2019, the end of the semester, you have your 3.0 or better, great, you're out of academic probation. You don't have to fill out any more forms or plans. If at the end of that third term, end of spring 2019, you're still below a 3.0, you are automatically dismissed from Northeastern University. You're no longer a student here. You have a chance to appeal to an appeals committee. That committee is a group of program directors and professors and deans who meet every once in a while to review these cases. They are not very easy to convince to let you back in. So be proactive, do what you need to do. I don't want to see you on third term academic probation because those are very tough to get back into the university.
It's almost impossible. So don't put yourself in that situation.
Again, be proactive. If you find yourself in a tough situation, reach out to myself, to Professor McGalchi, to your professors. We can't guarantee that we can do anything, but if you're proactive and if you reach out as an issue is developing and before it becomes a huge, big problem, more often than not, we can assist either with policies or something. All right, assistance that my office, Student Services, can provide, course registration. Who here is not registered for their spring courses? You're not. Are you a part-time? You're doing it part-time, right?
Part-time.
Okay. We can talk after. But all the rest of you should be registered and should be fine. Fantastic. If you ever have problems with course registration, that's what my office is for, in addition to other things. But let's say you're trying to register for a course for the summer, and you get something called a registration ad error. For this example, I've picked a program restriction error. So what you would do is you would fill out a registration override request form, hand it into my office, 130 Snell Engineering, to let me know what you're trying to do, what problem you're having. I look into it. For example, in a program restriction, that means that class, this Chem class, they've decided that they only want chemical engineers in the class. That may be because they want to keep their students together. That may be because they have limited space. It's for a lot of reasons. But when you hand me this form, I look into it and I see whether or not I can override you into the class, and if I can't, I get back to you and explain to you what exactly is happening and why. Northeastern offers 2 types of online courses. We offer virtual courses, which are regular online courses, online instructional activities, meet online periodically. It's available to both full-time and part-time students. We also offer V35 or video streaming courses. I see a lot of confusion between this all the time. When you're looking for your courses, it will mention if it's an online course or a V35 course. V35 courses are only available to part-time students or students who are on co-op. If you're not on co-op and if you're not a part-time student, you cannot take the class. What else? The other thing that I want to mention too is anybody here who is an international student on an F1 or a J1 visa, you need to be registered for at least 4 credits of on-ground, on-campus coursework before you can register for an online course. That's a federal regulation. It's not something that Northeastern has put in place. It's something that Northeastern needs to monitor. Okay? So if any of you are on F1, J1 visas and you're interested in taking an online course and you're not sure whether or not it would affect your visa status, again, reach out to me, reach out to OGS first, and we can help sort out what the problem is. Courses outside COE. So again, this is a multidisciplinary program. Some of your electives are approved. They're offered through the DeMoore McKim School of Business, the College of Social Sciences and Humanities, College of Arts, Media, and Design. You should be able to register for all of these courses through the My Northeastern portal. No problems. If you have a registration error, you can't contact me. I'm an employee of the College of Engineering. If you want to take a class at a different college, there's not much that I can do. You'll have to contact the college that is offering that course. I have a web page. Nope, not up here. But I have a web page with the contact information for the various people for various colleges. Again, so if it's not offered by COE, you have to figure out which college it's offered by and contact that college and see what's going on. Again, a lot of the times they'll just put restrictions on it to make sure no random students wander in, but they're more than happy to have our energy systems students in their courses. For student services assistants for this week, I have extended walk-in hours. So if you just stop by my office between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. And 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. this week, I'd be happy to help you. It's very, very busy, so these walk-in office hours are for quick questions, 5 to 10 minutes. Regular walk-in hours for the rest of the semester are on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Again, you're more than welcome to just walk in. You sign in on an iPad. I come out and we chat. When you visit my office, please bring your NUID, any course information or CRN numbers if it's about a course. If you are a part-time student or if you're on co-op or if you're not able to come to campus, if you email me ahead of walk-in office hours, we can usually set up a phone call during that. That's no problem. If you have a big, long issue, it's going to require more than 5 to 10 minutes. Please email me to schedule an appointment outside of those office hours. I ask that everybody give me at least 24 hours notice. I work with about 700 students here, as well as faculty members, as well as other staff members. So in your emails, include your name, your NUID, and any reason for your appointment. It's also good practice to just include your NUID in your email signature in general. So if you're emailing professors or other staff members here, we can easily be able to look up your student records without having to dig through all the other Joe Smiths here at Northeastern University. With 20,000 students, there's a lot of people very similar, if not the same names. Oh yeah, the other thing is that our offices are open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5 p.m. I don't respond to emails outside of those office hours. I don't work on the weekends. So if you have an urgent issue, you can label it urgent, but just know that I'm only going to see it during these hours. The other thing is to get involved here on campus. So we had Anirudh talk about the Energy Systems Society. We have a Graduate Women in Science and Engineering network here. You can network with other women in science and engineering here at Northeastern University. I got a question recently whether that was open to men, and I don't know. I haven't heard back on that, but you can still look into it. We have a Center for STEM Education where students can volunteer at the STEM Center, and you share your excitement with K through 12 students here in the Boston area. It's a really cool program to get involved with. We have a career development office, so Laura Meyer works with co-op here and can help you if you're in your co-op class. If you're not going to take that co-op class, or even if you are, we also have a career development office here on campus. You can also work with them one day after you graduate and you want to come back. They work with alumni too. We have a writing center here on campus. It's free for students. There's no fee for you to go see them. From drafts, case studies, if you take any classes with the business school, cover letters, please go see the Writing Center. They're awesome. They're free for you to use. They have lots of different hours. They're more than happy to work with our students. On-campus jobs, if any of you are looking for on-campus jobs, we have a student employment portal. Again, international students, a paid position may affect your visa status, so please speak with OGS before you take any action or decisions. And if any of you are new to the Boston area, check out the Boston calendar. That's not a Northeastern calendar. It's something the city of Boston puts together. There's over 100 different colleges and universities in the Boston metro area. There's always something going on. And the last thing I'm going to talk about today are graduate certificates. So there are graduate certificates offered by the Graduate School of Engineering. There will be an info session on Friday. I don't know what time it will be because it was last Friday, but the blizzard forced us to reschedule, so we're still looking for a room. But the College of Engineering offers various graduate certificates. So the engineering leadership one over on the left-hand side is the Gordon Engineering Leadership Certificate Program. So that certificate program has a separate competitive application. It's the Gordon Engineering Institute? What are they? It's the Gordon Engineering entity here on campus. If you're interested in that, check out their webpage here at Northeastern University. You apply to them. If you're accepted, you take their 16 hours of coursework in addition to the 20 hours for the master's program here. Also, as energy systems students earning a master's in energy systems, you can't also earn a certificate in energy systems. It's duplicative, but you can earn one in energy systems management. Why complete a graduate certificate? It focuses your academic experience into an area. So the energy systems program doesn't offer concentrations. You may decide to take your courses in one area, but one way to get this on your transcript or get some kind of documentation that you've concentrated per se in one area is through a certificate. These certificates were designed with industry needs in mind. You complete the coursework as part of your engineering energy systems degree. We call it stacked credentialing. So if you take a course that's both in the energy systems curriculum and the certificate curriculum, that one course can count for both programs. You wouldn't have to take it twice. Again, official recognition on your transcript, and it's a good marketing tool. So if you have a degree in energy systems and you really want to focus on renewable energy, you can say, have a master's in energy systems with a graduate certificate in renewable energy. It's a cool marketing tool. If you're interested in a graduate certificate, attend the information session on Friday, or you can contact the graduate certificate program director. I'll send you all that information later this week. It takes careful planning because if you're going to stack them together, we need to be sure to plan it accordingly because one of the caveats is that once you finish your master's degree requirements, even if you have just one course left for the graduate certificate, we can't extend your program, whether you're domestic or international, we can't extend your program, you have to graduate then. So once you've graduated, those other courses that you've taken can no longer count towards a graduate certificate because in education terms, they've been leveled. They can no longer double count. So the only way we can double count classes towards a master's and the certificate is if you earn them both at the same time or you earn the certificate first. So if you're interested, be proactive about it, get your information, learn about the certificate programs, and then plan carefully. Again, the certificate must be completed during or before the completion of your Masters of Energy Systems programs. For international students, we don't extend visas specifically for a certificate program, and for domestic students, we can't extend your graduation date. As soon as you fulfill those requirements, you will graduate. In order to be admitted to a certificate program, you just need to be in good standing. As first semester students, you're all in good standing. Congratulations. There's no application fee for current students. The only requirement is that you have to apply before your last semester. So I have some students who are graduating this May. They're contacting me now that they want to earn a certificate. It's too late for them. We don't have the resources to process their applications. So again, be proactive. So what's next? Any international students who have not attended the OGS orientation, please make sure to check in with OGS and attend their orientation. You need to check in with them, attend your classes this week, and connect with the College of Engineering. We have a Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram. Apparently we have a YouTube channel. We're on LinkedIn. We're active in more areas than others. So it's cool, you can meet with other students. So that's everything that I have to say.